Hello, everybody, and welcome to another League of Legends cast. It is me, Visage here, talking you through Week 9, Day 1, XL versus Vitality. Jumping straight in to a pick and ban phase, XL have already taken Draven off the table. A strong lane bully able to apply pressure down there. Vitality have responded with a Cassiopeia ban. Jace has been targeted by XL now, taking him away a really strong flex pick for the mid and top lane. Sejuani taken away by Vitality. Don't want Kadriel getting these initiating junglers where he's able to impact the map. He is the trigger man for XL so far this season. He has been a lot of their success, but they will be taking away Jarvan, who on patch 9.5 has definitely risen to the top of the priority list, able to be flexed between top and bot. And we will see the final ban of Phase 1, Kennen, taken away by Vitality. Seeing a couple of different hovers here for XL. First we saw a Renekton and now an Olaf. Renekton has been played a little bit so far over the past few weekends with some mixed success, but we're now looking towards the more familiar Lucian that we've seen time and time again. Really strong dominant laning phase, and that is an insta-lock practically for the Renekton on Vitality. Pretty certain that's going to be staying on Cabochard in the top lane. We'll talk about that some more in a moment as Mowgli locks in the Braum to go towards Jack Troll in the support. Kadriel picking now, and we're going to have to see what he's wanting to pick up for himself or where XL is going to send their priorities. They already know what Vitality's top laner is going to be, and that they're going to have the defensive support option with the Braum, so the Rakan is going to be the choice themselves. That will be going over to Mystiques, a sub in at the minute for XL with a 10-man roster. And an Ahri has been hovered right now, a pick that we haven't seen in a long time in pro play. Offers a lot of maneuverability, a lot of damage if able to weave in and out of the back lane, but they will be picking up the Aatrox for themselves. Now, that could go into the jungle. That is something we have seen once or twice, but it's more than likely going to be going into the top lane in the hands of Expect to duke it out against this Renekton. That'll be a very explosive matchup. Two lane bullies, very strong champions in their respective tasks. And Jizuke will pick up an Akali for himself. No real flex picks coming out for Vitality at the minute. All looks fairly standard as we move into the second round of bans, and no surprise to see Lissandra, a very good counter to the Akali, able to lock her down with all the CC that Lissandra has, the Root, the Glacial Tomb, and also very safe, avoiding ganks and any pressure in lane because of the ultimate being able to self-cast for the heal as well. Ezreal taken off the table by XL, not wanting to let Attila have that ability to just hang back safe and poke down in lane. And Vitality will be targeting the LeBlanc as well, trying to squeeze Special's mid lane pool, taking away two dominant picks that we've seen quite a bit so far, with the final ban being an Elise. A couple of junglers have been squeezed out here. We're starting to move down in the priority list as both teams still needing to pick themselves a jungler in the second phase of picks. And Vitality have locked themselves in the Karthus, a staple of the LEC so far this split. We've seen it time and time again. Absolutely devastating as the game goes on, but very prone to invades early on, which is a considerable risk considering how aggressive and how much of XL's playmaking has come from Kadriel, who looks like will be getting the Gragas. Nice bit of CC, crowd control, very good clear on the Gragas, able to move through the jungle quickly, and some nice AP damage to bring into the mainly AD roster that XL are sporting so far. Last pick looks like a lot of different supports are being hovered, but we're going to see the Yasuo. Very, very strong pick. We would imagine this is going to be going into the mid lane, handed over to Special to play into the hands of Akali. Going to see some very high octane plays made around the mid lane, some very explosive matchups up and down the entire Summer's Rift, and we're going to be seeing what Vitality's final pick it will be. Going for the Vayne, a very interesting pick for the side of Vitality. It looks like they are going towards a more scaling option, wanting to find these big team fights later on in the game. Vayne scales up pretty much indefinitely and gets stronger and stronger and will cut through the front line of XL, simply wiping out Expect and Cadril if they are left, if they are not able to get onto her immediately with the Silver Bolts. And Mowgli as well on the Karthus will be scaling into these big team fights, able to drop the Requiem and dissuade XL from any objectives they might want to contest, like the Barons or Drakes. XL, meanwhile, have gone for more of a mid-game focused team. Early to mid, because Volution is very strong in lane. We're definitely going to be seeing XL having a push priority and the pressure in the bot lane in the early waves, as Vayne is going to be bullied by Lucian. And Yasuo, during the mid game, is able to split off into a side lane and force the members of Vitality to come and respond to him, just controlling the side lane wave push and really forcing Vitality's hand, making them move around the map. Now, while we're getting into this game, it is important to note that, like I said, we are in week 9, day 1 of the LEC. The race for playoffs is very much on. Now, unfortunately for them, XL are already locked out of playoffs. There is no chance for them to make it into that bracket. However, Vitality are currently sat at 10 and 6, tied at joint third with Origin. A win here would push them up into that second space. A very nice place to be sitting going into the main bout of playoffs. So XL have a chance to upset the rosters here, because it would, as you can see at the top of the screens, 4-12 is XL's lead, so is XL's record so far in the LEC. It would be fair to say that Vitality are the strong favourites here, and a win by XL would quite upset Vitality going into this last playoff race. Cajal just trying to drain some of Mowgli's mana there. No real plays being made at this level 1 mark, just trying to get a bit of vision, figure out where the enemy junglers are starting. Looks like they will be starting on opposite sides of the jungle. Karthus is very reliant on the blue buff in the early clears, so no surprise to see him down here getting a strong leash from his dual lane, whereas Cadril is starting on the wolf camp doing a solo clear himself. This has given XL the push priority in the bottom lane. You can see on the minimap already clearing out that bot wave, pushing up to the tower for Evolution and the Rakan. Something we're going to be expecting to see time and time again during the learning phase of this match. The push and the power of Evolution in the early game just far exceeds Vayne, and is something that Vitality will have to respect. On the other hand, in the mid lane, you're looking here, as we've just seen, Jizuke able to bully out and force Special away from the minions in this first part of the match. Has both farming fairly evenly, but we are definitely seeing a bit of a slight advantage going over to Jizuke, able to poke with a little bit more range, a little bit more sustain than the Yasuo has. Mowgli is coming into the jungle of XL. Now, hasn't been spotted out on any wards, so we'll be safe to steal away this red buff, while Cajal is going onto the Krugs, wanting to push that out and secure some camps for himself there. Mowgli did look towards mid for a second there, but pathing up through his own jungle, doesn't want to try anything. Karthus, not the best at ganking in the early levels, but you can always hope for some early shenanigans, and pathing up onto his raptor camp with the wolf camp, with the double buff. Cadril is on Mowgli's red, which he is now pathing over towards. Will he be caught out here, or will he be able to get it in time? Might come down to a quick smite fight, as the mid laners are trading back and forth. Jizuke forced under tower and too low to be able to go and help out. I believe Cadril got the red buff there. Didn't quite manage to see. But something unexpected. Cabochard is struggling in this top lane, it would appear to expect. Renekton is this really dominant lane bully, really oppressive to play against, and not the most fun. But when engaged down in the bot lane, flash forward from both of the members of XL, the Ignite is ticking down on Attila, but not quite able to burn him down. A lot of summoners used by the duo of XL there for no reward. So nice play by Vitality. They will be happy taking that trade despite having two back. And we can see Cabochard moving forwards here. Going for the engage on Expect. Gets the stun off. The slow from Mowgli did just come out. Expect does have his flash. Forced to use it right at the end. Mowgli flashed forwards to try and get the extra damage on there. Very good job from Expect holding on to the flash for as long as possible there. However, having had to use it, that is now a 5-minute window where Mowgli can make the return gank. Expect we'll have to play with a lot more respect towards this top side of the map, not able to push Cabochard in quite as far under tower. And a nice play from Vitality, using the opportunity to punish Expect from overextending, to alleviate some of the pressure from Cabochard, allowing him to play a bit more aggressively in the lane with the flash advantage. Special and Jizuke are squaring up in this mid lane. Special has got the farm advantage and has got the first back off. Cadril engages down into Mowgli in the river, finds him, but Cabochard is coming down. Cadril is wanting to escape here. Looking like he's wanting to follow Mowgli back, just make sure he has escaped. Might go for a flash body slam, but Jizuke is down. First blood over to Cadril. We said the flash body slam might come out, and Jizuke is now here in the middle of Summoner's Rift. The Ignite has gone down to Cadril, flashes forwards, and Jizuke will pick himself up for a return kill. But very low has been ignited by Special, and Special decides to back away. Jizuke managing to path down towards the river where his bot lane was coming up to support him. You have to wonder if that was a bit of miscommunication by the XL lineup there. But we'll go through that in a second, no doubt. Cadril coming down, doing a surprising amount of damage early on to Karthus. Even as this... Karthus is a very squishy jungler, but you wouldn't expect the Gragas to be doing quite this much damage solo. You can see Jizuke is pathing up to try and assist, but Cadril manages to get the flash body slam too quickly. Xpecial is very slow to follow up here. A little bit of miscommunication, not wanting to walk up and assist his jungler there at all. Trying to farm those minions out from under the tower. I mean, he got the farm, but was it really worth it when he's now given a kill over to Jizuke on the Akali? Not something you really want to be giving away. Bit of a poor play on Special's part there. But we'll have to see how that will affect the lanes going forward. Jizuke did use the flash, so could be the target of a retaliatory gank in a moment or two to try and get some revenge for Cadril and even up that kill deficit onto Special now. Bot lane is still being pushed under Vitality's tower, as we said was going to happen all lane long. Little bit of a CS advantage over to Jesklet, about 10. Nothing too massive, and will more or less be evened out under the tower here. About one wave in it. Up in the top lane, fairly even trading back and forth. You have seen Cabochard has gone for the Doran's Shield and the Doran's Blade. An interesting choice of items to buy, whereas Expect has gone straight in for the Ninjatari to avoid some damage from those auto attacks. Both top laners are approaching or at level 7 now. But Cadril is moving this way down into the bot lane. Does have the ultimate available. Might try and separate Attila and Jack Troll out. Neither of the bot lane duos have the ultimates available yet. So there is no massive disengage. The fight goes in. Rakan tries to dash in and gets the knock up. But Attila knocks Cadril back instantly with a condemn. Very good play there. And Mowgli is coming down to just screen Cadrill out, make sure that he can't try anything else, any return ganks. Jack Troll did have to use his flash in that gank, so nothing too important used on the side of XL. No ultimates were dragged out, no summoners were used, but they did get Jack Troll's flash. And their own flashes are coming back up as well. Jeskla and Mystiques used theirs earlier on to try and get that first blood onto Attila that they were unsuccessful for, providing a window to be ganked and have some return pressure put onto them, but it has not materialized. We're seeing a lane swap actually happening in the middle of the map here. Cabochard has moved down to fight this Yasuo, whereas Akali has gone up to the top lane. Mowgli's in the bush here. Team setting up a little bit of vision, looking to maybe sally forth and fight around the Infernal Drake. Special is caught out in the mid lane here. Cadrill is here to help out, but actually knocks Mowgli towards Special. That is catastrophic for the mid lane of XL. Not what Cadrill was intending to do at all. And that is a huge misplay on the side of XL, pushing the jungler towards Special. I mean, Cabochard would probably been able to take him out anyway on the Renekton, but delivering Mowgli right in front of him was a guaranteed death sentence for Special there, and you have to wonder if, from the two players we've seen so far, maybe Cadrill and Special have had a bit of an argument before the game. Because both junglers are around here. Special goes forwards, tries to dash back but stunned up by Cabochard. Mowgli getting some damage, and there, Cadrill just knocks him forwards, denies any chance of Special walking away because of the damage that Mowgli is able to put down. Those zoning explosions on the floor, preventing Special from walking back towards his tower and getting just taken to pieces. Too far forwards in the lane, and he gets his punishment for it. He does get punished for it. So we now have a kill over to Cabochard on this Renekton. A very nice situation that they are no doubt hoping to snowball, as is the nature of Renekton. A very bullying, very dominant laner. If you let him get any kind of advantages, he will just roll with it. And now, even on CS and a kill up, despite the lane swap, Vitality are going to be happy with the situation they have got themselves in here. Cadrill has now pathed down towards the Infernal Drake. Going to secure this. Mowgli is nowhere nearby. But Special caught out again in the mid lane. Cadrill this time is here to help the disengage. No Requiem may be available for Mowgli, but they decide to go back in. Special tries to go back in onto Cabochard. Got the knock up and thought that they'd be able to do the damage as Mowgli had gone away. But that extra delay was just a suicide, practically, for XL's mid laner, deciding to go back in on such low health. And Jiizuke here, just taking Expect to pieces as well. A solo kill up in the top lane. Have to see if we can get a replay of that to see what exactly happened. But here in the mid lane, you can see Mowgli is hanging around, trying to get Special again. The flash stun onto Special, drops him down. Cadrill does just manage to get him out, and you wonder at this point if there's going to be the Requiem, but Special instead decides to re-engage, trying to cut through Cabochard, but just doesn't have the damage. Cabochard then manages to pop the ultimate and kill Special himself, but even if not, the Requiem from Mowgli would probably have been all it would have taken to get rid of him. So a questionable decision from Special there. Definitely not something you'll be seeing in a highlight reel anytime soon, or not from a perspective of Special, you wouldn't think. And Vitality are now 4 kills up on a 1.5k gold lead at 12.5 minutes into the game. Renekton has moved up towards the top lane again. This is going to be the replay of this solo kill on the top lane. Flash forward and gets the stun onto Expect. You can see that burst damage from Akali coming through. Just a couple of abilities slicing through the Aatrox that has no magic resist at all here. Just cut to ribbons by the Akali. The Ignite coming down as well. And Kabashard and Jizuke both sat now on 2-0 at this point in the game. They will both be very happy members of Vitality. Coming into this mid-game point where the laners want to be trying to move their power around the map, grouping up with their team, supporting their junglers. Mowgli has 3 assists so far, and as you would expect from the side of XL, Cadril has the 1 kill for the team. We did say in draft how much of a trigger man he has been for the team so far this split, how all of the action has been revolving around Cadril in this early game. And so far, he's tried to make some plays. He did get the kill down onto Mowgli, but other than that, they have been unsuccessful in finding the successful engagements, finding the successful ganks, pairing up with the laners to actually make things happen around the map. Did manage to get themselves some nice objectives, so the Infernal Drake has gone over to XL. And you did just see Shelly being used down in the bot lane to help break that first tower. So XL are making good positions around the map. They are getting things for the trouble. And the gold difference has dropped to only about 200 gold from 2 minutes ago. So by no means out of the game at all. And you do have to remember that although Kabashard and Jizuke are looking forward, he has been charmed up in the top lane. Will he be cut down? He has been ignited. No heals, and Jeskla will... Oh, the kill goes over to Mystiques with the ignite. That is not ideal. But, as I was saying, just before that engage happened, Kabashard and Jizuke did have large bounties on their head. And a kill onto these members would swing the gold lead back into the favour of XL, which, as you can see, has just happened. 100 gold over to XL in front now. Unfortunately, did go on to Mystiques because of the ignite rather than Jeskla, who would have been the ideal candidate for that bounty. But a kill is a kill is a kill. You can't complain getting that bounty and shutting him down. Very even game so far, and you can see Jizuke has been collapsed on by 3 members of XL there. All the knockups from the Aatrox, Gragas and Yasuo simply catching Jizuke off guard, not showing the respect that XL deserves. Will pay for it with his life and the mid lane turret. 3 turrets over to XL now. All of the outer turrets have been broken, and you are looking at about a 2k gold lead, more or less, to XL. Really, in these past 3 minutes of the game, had quite a substantial swing over to XL. Vitality, who looked to be in the far better position going into this mid-game period with the 2 kills onto the Renekton, who you want to be moving around, pressuring the enemy laners, getting up in their faces, and the Akali, who wants to be moving around, making picks, catching people off guard. They've simply dropped off and been taken out. XL have managed to collapse, managed to out-rotate with the smart plays, and find themselves a couple of kills, and even up and overtake Vitality in this game so far. Looking like it's going to be a very exciting match to watch. Mowgli is up in this top lane here. Expect will be able to get back towards his tower, but the damage coming out from Akali there, 1 ability I believe it was all, to take about a third of Expect's health away. He has no magic resist at the moment, building towards the Black Cleaver. So, very, very prone to being cut down by Jizuke and Mowgli on these AP magic damage champions. XL will secure themselves another dragon, helping them rotate around the map a bit quicker. Bit more movement with the Cloud Drake. Always nice when you're trying to play this split pushing game. Getting special and Expect out to these side lanes. But this is not an ideal situation that you want to be in here. We've already seen how strong Kabashard's Renekton is. But an engage in the mid lane will interrupt us here. The quickening goes down, charms up Attila and Jack Troll, but no kills will follow up from it. Will have to force the bot lane of Vitality to back, probably, but Kabashard goes in. The knockup from Gragas is sent down, but Kabashard pops it up, gets the health back, able to cut down able to cut down Special in the mid lane. Cadriel has gone golden, but will not be able to help. Expect now TP's into the back of fight. Will take down Cabochard, and Mowgli will fall as well. So far, that is a 2-for-2 trade across the board. Mowgli is in that resurrecting state, not resurrecting, the... Oh, I don't know what the name of that is, actually. The eternal state, let's call it. I can't remember what the name of it is, but you saw there just what I was saying before we were interrupted by the fight in the mid lane about how strong Cabochard's Renekton is. He is completely caught off guard here. 2 ultimates direct to the face before he manages to press any buttons. But no, he comes out of the CC, pops his ultimate, and guts Cadriel. And guts Special in the mid lane. It's only when the rest of XL arrive that they are able to get through the Renekton and the Karthus here. He is such a terror in the night, going to be causing XL some huge problems in these side lanes, and simply not able to compete with him in the one-on-one situations that XL wanted to try and get themselves into. We talked about how they drafted the Yasuo, they drafted the Aatrox, 2 champions that you want to put in the side lanes, you want to let them scale up, and you want to let them push and shove waves and put pressure on your objectives, on your towers, make you respond to them splitting up the map. That doesn't really work when you have a Renekton that can take that 1v1 fight that you want to have and can simply dumpster you in it. Which I think at this point, it's fair to say is what's happening. We've seen it twice now on 2 separate occasions. Cadriel and Special have tried to team up, throw everything at Cabochard to take him down, and have simply been massacred on the return end of the fight. Not able to get through him. He is an absolute monster and a real backbone of Vitality's roster at the minute, really slowing down XL's game plan and not letting them do what they want to do on the map. Mowgli is around the top side here, supporting Jiizuke, trying to just prevent Special scaling up too far. But we're seeing how they might be trying to move on him now. 3 members of Vitality around the top side of this map here, trying to prevent any further bleeding coming from the split push and just let the late game comp come online through the extra time that they need. Any delays that Vitality is able to get from this game in the early stages and now the mid stage of the game is only going to benefit them. XL do have the Yasuo on their side, who is, of course, an extremely strong scaling champion and will be a massive problem to deal with in the late game. But Vitality have the Karthus, Vitality have the Vayne. 2 champions that you do not want to let get to that 3, 4, 5 item mark because they will simply destroy you. The Requiem from Karthus will come down and do huge amounts of damage to anybody before the fight even begins, and Vayne will simply tumble and roll around. Jiizuke moves in on Special here. The Ignite has gone down, but decides to back away. Doesn't want to engage with Cadriel so nearby as well. Akali is a very, very high damage, high... Hang on, I've lost my analogy. And she's a very glass cannon champion. Let's go with that. Mixing up my words there. I'm gonna say high damage, high reward, which is correct, but it's supposed to be high risk, high reward. No, so able, if she is left alone, she is able to get onto team members like the Yasuo, like the Lucian, and take them to pieces with the damage she is able to output. But in the 2v1 trades, or if she does get caught out by some stray CC, she will pop as well. Hence why Jiizuke was deciding to back away there. Special, still causing Vitality a headache in the top side of the map. Still sending 2 members to try and contain him, stop this split push, while XL move around and secure themselves another Drake. A Mountain Drake now, giving them more damage against the objectives if they do want to try and go for this Baron, rushing it down, or simply helping them create more damage in this split pushing formation they've got, more damage to the enemy's towers. Always a handy tool for the kind of composition that XL have drafted. The gold now is looking about 1.5k in XL's advantage. It's been fairly stable, fairly even for the past 5-6 minutes of the game. No real advantages have played out. Everything's been very, very even so far. And you're looking at the two teams. 4 towers over to XL compared to the 2 of Vitality, which isn't too bad for Vitality at this point in the game, considering they're still waiting to scale up and become stronger, but we're going to see if they can siege onto this mid tower here. 4 members of XL defending it, so Vitality will back away as XL move up to try and clear some vision out from around the Baron here. Looks like that's going to be the focus of both of the teams in the next 5 minutes of the game, as we just see Cabochard chasing Expect and Special around the map. No matter where they go, he's always following them, always there to deny them the split pushing agenda that they're trying to do. And just the threat of this giant angry crocodile is he's not a fun person to play into, especially when he has 3 kills and 2 completed items. 2 very, very nasty items. He is a big angry brawler and not somebody that you want to face in the one-on-one situation if you can help it. Teams posturing up around the mid lane here a little bit. And you're looking at the state of the game we're in at the minute. You're really looking for XL to make a move. They do have to be the proactive team here. Vitality, with the composition they have drafted, are perfectly happy to let this game stall out, let it slow down in the midsection here, let their members scale up and get to their strong points where they get 3 items on the vein. You see the Blade of Ruin King and Ginsu's Rage Blade has been completed already. Special moving forwards here, soloing into 3 members of Vitality, but Expect has managed to catch up. Jack Troll will be caught out, and a nice kill over to the side of XL there. 4 members getting involved on that. Looked like Special had gone a bit too hungry for it there, going to 3 members by himself, but XL's other team members were able to respond. Mystiques gets a lovely snipe out onto Mowgli there, coming out of the darkness that they had created in their jungle, getting the quickening down, and Expect managing to pop that squishy Garthus with all the damage he has. Now moving on to the Baron. You do have Jizuke and Attila around. Cabochard is coming up as well. This could be a very dangerous position for XL. They're not managing to burst it down, but they disengage and go for a fight. Attila has been popped already. Cabochard will follow. An explosive turnaround from XL here. Jizuke is trying to dance around, trying to do what he can, but they will get the Baron. Now the sights turn to Jizuke, the final member who will be cut to ribbons. Mystique getting out on what must be single figure health there. All of a sudden, XL turn their attention away from the Baron and demolish the members of Vitality that come to stop them. I don't think Vitality expected that amount of damage to swing so suddenly in their favour. And it was all through clever vision control here. No vision in their own jungle. Vitality are not safe to move through it, and they will be popped, losing their jungle instantly. With the jungler down, Vitality XL feel confident enough to start pressuring the Baron. The explosive cast comes down, gets the double knock-up onto Cabochard and the Vayne for Special to capitalise on. Now, it's a 5 versus 1. Akali has lots of tricks up her sleeve, but not that many. Jizuke is going to be caught up all the CC and cut down where he stands as well. A clean ace and the Baron for XL, swinging the gold almost 8k in their favour. 7k rather. I'm bad at maths. That's why I want to be a caster, because I am bad at maths. 7k in XL's favour almost, with the Baron buff helping this composition so much, just able to put pressure, and a huge engage here. Kagel flashes the wall, body slam, gets the knock-up onto Mowgli, catching him off guard in his own base, cutting him down with the Yasuo ultimate as well. Sieging onto this mid lane as a 4-man unit. You still have Expect on the bot lane, taking the towers here. 1 inhibitor will fall, and will XL back away. It looks like we're going to be rotating round to this bottom inhibitor tower, trying to clear it out, and the tower will fall. Vitality needs to step forwards and defend their towers here. XL look like they could be pushing for the win. They have cannon minions in the mid and the bot lane. They have a decent wave built up. They go in. Cabochard is cut down immediately. The quickening is used. Jack Troll and Attila will be caught up by Expect. The knockup, Jizuke flashes in, trying to get onto Cagel, but no, he's not enough damage. You are not that fed, Jizuke. You are going to be cut down after a bit of a messy fight. Mowgli will go down as well, and it is a clean 5-man ace in the base of Vitality. No members will fall to the Requiem, and that is a huge swing in the favour of XL all of a sudden. That looked like such an even game, so calculated and so close, up until the 25-minute mark, and all of a sudden, from one mistake, one fight going in the favour of XL, they kicked down the door to Vitality's base and took everything from them. A huge upset in this final vital week of games. Vitality were looking for another win to make them go 11-6, push them up into that second place position going into the playoffs race. But they have been stopped by the rookie members of XL. The plucky underdogs have thrown another spanner in the works, and Vitality will now have to have another look at this weekend, see how they are going to compete, how they are going to be able to adjust this play that we saw, because they started off really well. They got some good engages in the top lane, in the mid lane. The swap sending the Renekton to fight the Yasuo was a fantastic idea. It allowed them to generate so much pressure and stop XL's game plan in its tracks for about 10 minutes, but all of a sudden they lost one fight in the mid lane, they lost another member in the jungle, and then the Baron went against them, and XL just blitzed through their entire base. Certainly a very unexpected turn of events from how close that game was looking the entire way through. But XL take the win over Vitality in Week 9, and we're going to see the replay again here when you realise that it could be all over. This is Vitality's final stand. Jack Troll and Attila will both be knocked up by Expect in this backline. Jizuke tries to flash in and take them out, but it's simply too much. They simply didn't have the damage to cut through the front line and deal with the hard engage that XL brought to the table. The Nexus will fall, and Vitality's second place playoff hopes get a little bit more difficult with each passing game. We'll leave you with a couple of the highlight reels going out from here. It has been Visage casting this game of League of Legends. I hope you've all enjoyed, and will join me for the future games. Goodbye.